Hello and welcome back to Book Reviews with Emma. Oh. So, today I really want to jump into V.E. Schwab's #1 bestseller, TikTok recommended everything book, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I know there's a lot of controversy if this book is good, if it's too slow, if it's historical fantasy fiction, if it's fantasy, if it's realistic. I don't know, okay? It's a lot of those things. First I'll go into the specifics. Got it for $26 hardback. I haven't seen other versions, but I think there's a green version. I'm not sure. Super interesting little summary right here. I'll just read a little bit of it. France, 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. As she realizes the limitations of her Faustian bargain, being able to live forever without being able to be remembered by anyone she sees, Addie chooses to flee her small village as everything she once held dear is torn away. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's something that I've never seen before. This book is beautiful and rare. That's what I would say. The beginning is so slow and confusing. I have Goodreads. There's probably a link on my page if you want to check it out, but I've seen a lot of people say, hey, I can't get through it. I'm halfway through and it's just so boring. After about 2/3 of the way through, it's super good. Like, super good. It's just the beginning. You're like, why, who, what, where? And the time jumps are really strange. Let me see if I can find one. It's like every chapter is different. So, right here. Villain, Servants, Summer 1698, okay? And then, like, the next thing would be New York City, March 15th, 2014. See, huge time jumps, and so you're a little bit distracted by that at the beginning. Then you understand why at the very end. Addie is testing her curse. Well, first she doesn't have the curse. First, it's normal life in France. Really interesting, some historical aspects in here that I think are really cool. She wants to be free. She doesn't want to be tied down to this man that she has to get married to. She makes a deal with the devil, the gods of the night. I don't know how to describe him, but he's evil. He's very morally gray, and it's very confusing. I don't know how I feel about Luke, but she makes a deal with him. No one remembers that she exists. They remember her right when they see her, and then right when they turn around and close the door, she's gone. Like, she's erased from their memory, which is really depressing. This book is so sad. So sad. To not be remembered by anyone, to fall in love with someone over and over again in the span of one day, to be forgotten when they wake up, the awkwardness. Also, this book does not short out on anything, so like drug, alcohol abuse, depression, some mature scenes like assault stuff, stealing, everything, completely morally gray characters, and it's real life stuff. It's not skimping out on the like, oh, my life's perfect now that I'm forgotten. There's a lot of sadness and desperation, and you kind of learn, like, what do you actually need to survive? Recognition, food and water, love, like, what do you need? And if you are given it falsely, is that good enough? Because with Henry's story, everything's false, and it's just not good enough for him. So, ooh, the little twist with Henry. I love Henry. So cute. Also, Addie's character really grows, in my opinion. When they're retelling her history, you can't see it that well. But right towards the end, I think you can tell a little bit there. I think they weave together multiple stories. Well, V.E. Schwab, she weaves them together beautifully, and then she weaves together this art and this true meaning of the story, I believe. And then of course there's the sprinkles of like funny or sad. There's definitely a lot of sadness at the end. That's when I was crying. It's not a sad ending. You know, just read it and tell me what you thought of that, because I think it was really good. I think us bringing in this second male lead of Henry was really good, because he also wasn't the lead. He was the lead, he wasn't. The book doesn't go from Addie's point of view. It's like a third-person omniscient kind of view, which actually works really well with the book, because it's like a book published book in a book. So if that made any sense. This pretty intense story. I think the history intertwined, that it's in France. I love Francy stuff. I speak a little bit of French, so there were a couple lines here where I was like, oh, that's fun to know. The intertwining of art, and then big moral questions. That's what made this book good for me, is that it really made you think. Now I know the beginning part is rough, and you don't know what's going on, and you're like, what is the point of this book? Once you get 2/3 through, I know 2/3, probably like 200, 300 pages in here, you will enjoy it. You should enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed it. And the ending is what makes it. The whole last 100 pages were just what made the entire book for me. Plus, build up and understanding the full story. Oh, if a book makes me feel so much, I think it has to be a good one. And I know other people might disagree. We can disagree in the comments, but it's still a piece of art. And it didn't get to be one of the #1 best-selling books like last year for nothing, so if that tells you anything. Plus I saw it all over TikTok, and I thought, you know, it's really cute. Constellation sounds like an interesting topic, so I got it, and I was not disappointed. I know it took me a couple weeks just to get through the beginning, couple 100 pages, which isn't that strange for a book that I'm like, eh. But once I got to the middle end, it just took me a day. I was like, alright, we're gonna finish it now because I need to know what's going to happen. And then I was surprised by what was going to happen. I thought it would end a little bit differently. It's not too much of a plot twist, but still, I was like, oh. So that's what happened there. Let me know if you have any other questions about this book. I'm currently reading some other ones as well, but it's just, if I want to read books, it's hard to make videos, blah, blah, blah. I might do more live streamy kind of things, we'll see. But The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is a piece of art, and if you want to cry, read this book. If you like historical fiction or morally gray characters, 100% morally gray characters in here, please check it out. Because I recommend it, TikTok recommends it, so many people have recommended it, and it is worth it after you get through that first chunk of being like, oh, is it worth it? It is after that, okay? So just hold on and get through it, and I promise you will not regret it. Let's talk about it in the comments too, and I have links to my Instagram, my Bookstagram, and my Book Talk. If any of you guys want to check those out, I would be super happy, because all those things, it's like easier to communicate with each other on there. And I just want to find more books, read more books, hear opinions on books and everything like that. And yeah, so please check those out. I'll try to link them down below in a little link tree. We'll see if that works out. So thank you for watching to the end of the video, and I hope you have a great day full of reading, and maybe not crying, but reading. And have a good summer. See ya!